Let's talk about the trade I took Friday. Friday was the only day I took a trade. The rest of the week I haven't taken anything, which is why I didn't post. But I didn't record my trade on Friday to the Meta Glasses because I was on my way to an event, so I didn't. I took the trade off my iPad in the car, and so I didn't bring my glasses. But yeah, let's get into it. So going into the day, I noticed that price has just been bullish all week. We've just been pumping up all week, right, towards all-time highs. And so when we're at all-time highs, and like from past experience, like we mostly just like run through like all these bearish PDA rates like internally, and we just continue to go higher. Like I remember a few like last year and the year before that, I would always try to short when we are at all-time highs or close to all-time highs, and it would just crush me, bro. So from past experience, I know that not to really short all-time highs, unless it's like an A plus confluence and setup. But yeah. So going into the day, I noticed we had this SMT with ES and NQ. It was a bearish SMT. ES took out its all-time highs, and NQ hadn't taken out its all-time highs. But the thing is, they're different. They were different highs. So this high, which ES, the all-time highs on ES, was this high on NQ, and NQ had taken that already. But that's not NQ's all-time highs, right? And so it was kind of just a weird SMT, as you can see this high on ES over here. It was way over here, right? And so I just kept this SMT in mind, but I knew that it was most likely going to get ran through because like it's not an efficient SMT, I guess you can say, right? And anyways, I just had that marked out just to keep in mind. And so going into the day, right? I noticed price was close to taking out the all-time highs on NQ, and so I was just bullish overall going into the day. And so I zoomed in on the 1 hour, right? I was waiting for market open, and I noticed we were just bullish, like this big pump at pre-market. And so I zoomed in. I was kind of playing the internal model because I was kind of playing the internal price action because I mean, like there's not really anything on the bigger time frames as you can see. It's just straight moves. So I was watching the 15-minute and lower. And so going into market open, I noticed that price created this 15-minute bullish fair value gap right here, right, on both assets. Where's this in? Where is it? Okay, right here on ES2, right? And so what I was watching was to see if price respected this 15-minute fair value gap or not. And so for market open, I noticed we were kind of just playing around in there, right? And so I zoomed in on the 1 minute. Nice. Okay. Yeah, I zoomed in on the 1 minute on both assets, and fuck. Give me 1 second. Hate when that happens. Sorry about that. Okay. So I was on the 1 minute watching to see if we respect this or not, right? Let me push this. Give me a sec. Sorry about that. Okay. So I know a lot of people took this trade right here, this long. There was a small SMT right here, and they took this long, trying to long, right? There was a small SMT. It was like an unaligned SMT, like very small, as you can see with ES right here. It was like small, and I was watching this, but the thing is, like, there was no real good displacement through this high. There was just not enough data for me, and I knew like price was most likely gonna create more data and have a better setup. And yeah, for those who took that long, got smacked. Anyways, I noticed price came down on ES, swept this low right here, right? Swept this internal low, and on NQ it didn't, so it created a bullish SMT. Now at this point, I was watching to see if price would respect this SMT and the 15-minute fair value gap. And I was watching to see if we would get a change in the state right here, right? But these down close candles on ES as well. And we ended up getting that breakthrough, right? That change in the state. Once we got that change in state, I took a long right here, I had my order. My stop was a 30-point stop right under this BPR that we had. You can see that BPR right there. And I was targeting this high right here. Good risk ratio, right? 30 points. And I ended up taking this trade off for it was like a 1.8. Why? Because ES had taken out this high already right here, which created an SMT, an internal SMT. If you can see, shit, man. There you go. Created an internal SMT, right, with these highs, and I just took off the trade right there because at this point, like it's Friday, we're close to all-time highs. Like I don't know what price wants to do really. This was just my setup, and I'm fine with the 1.8 in this time of day and stuff like that. So I just took it off right there, called it a day, and it ended up pumping up higher, which I was expecting, but honestly, I just was not willing to hold throughout the whole session. Didn't really, I was up a good amount, so just called it a day here. Good trade. Now the only like not really a problem, but it was just I didn't really know if I should have taken the trade at the change in the state or down here, right, at the BPR, but I took it at the change in state. Sometimes price doesn't come down here, and it just ends up running up. But I took a change in state, had a 30-point stop under the BPR, targeting 1.8. Good trade. Called it a day, and yep, we'll see what price wants to do next week at all-time highs. So yes, sir. Thank you.